Well, since I'm live, so here we go. News and politics, stimulus checks and politics. Why is politics always mentioned? Why are politicians paid so much? And it's not that they're paid so much while they're in office. Why do they get paid so much when they're out of office and retired at a ripe old age of maybe 50, 55? And then some like to stay on longer so they can make much more money as they promote their own ideologies and contributions from the left and the right. Well, stimulus checks, no, they come slowly. It's like pulling hen's teeth, we used to say. Hens don't have teeth in their back. You know, I've been around a long time and I have never seen such a joke for the politicians we have now. It's okay with me because the difference between politics and our government right now is our government is being ruled by politicians. And if you look up the word politicians, it definitely does not describe we the people. We the people are the last things that our politicians think about. The first thing they think about is, how can I keep my position? How can I keep my job? How can I stay in office? How can I get more money? Why? What's wrong, the politicians say, with sending billions of dollars to other countries? And some people say because, well, we want to promote their products. Baloney. Yeah, that's baloney. It's a mixed pork, beef, chicken, and the entrails of animals that's been to make food. Now, don't get me wrong. If you eat bologna, that's your choice. I'm tired of eating the politicians, though. I'm tired. I'm tired of seeing our country go down the tubes. But don't give up, because you see, there is a government that's going to be set in effect pretty soon. And it's not filled with politicians. Now, if you're talking about a government of we the people, and you want to change the identity of the politicians that are in office now, you need to vote for somebody else. Just make sure they're not just like the politicians. But the government I'm waiting for, and I pray that you are too, is the government of God. You know, in the Old Testament, as I read Samuel and Kings, I read where Saul was the very first king that the people of God had. Well, you see, it was a theocracy. That means that God was leading his people, and his people prospered. Well, they just couldn't handle it. They wanted to be like the nations around them, and so they said, make us a king, give us a king. And God, in his wisdom, knowing the end from the beginning, said, okay. And he got Samuel to go and look for a king. Well, he went and found this good looking, tall, looked like he would be a great king. Yeah. Saul was his name. And he did pretty good for a while, but something, we call it pride. And the Bible says that pride alone causes our problems. You just stop and think about that right now. Are our politicians thinking about the well-being of us? Or are they trying to buy the votes? What's going on? Well, it's not good. You know, take a look around. It's not working, is it? But when God returns, and he will set up a government that's full of we the people. Yeah, we the people that decide to follow Jesus Christ all the way. Now, I don't want to throw any rocks anymore. I want to look forward to a time when a government led by God, no, not just that prayer that they have every time they start their politicians' ways. That prayer is so phony. I said I wasn't going to throw any rocks, didn't I? Well, I won't. But we're not following God, and look where it's got us. Now, I don't mean any church is what we have to follow. No, not Protestants, not Catholics, not Jehovah's Witnesses, not, we want to follow something that God has given us. And it's so simple that the educated world, and I have an education too, the educated world just can't handle the simplicity of God's government. There's 10 rules in God's government. It doesn't take a stack of books to say what we believe, because they all have given up our rights as we the people. God has 10 simple rules. And the very first one is, he said, I don't want you to have any other gods before me. Okay, well, okay. You mean we don't get to vote God in every 4 or 8 years? Education says, I'm not sure I want to give anybody that right again. Let's give it to God. Let's vote for him to be our king forever. And he will follow those 10 commandments too. Did you know in one of the commandments, it says, don't take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, because he is a jealous God. Yes, he's jealous for you and me. He wants us to be in his kingdom. He wants to rule us by peace, by love, and contentment. They're called the 10 commandments, and they're not negative. You read them and you think they're negative. They're not negative. Everything is positive about every one of them. Even the one over there that says, thou shalt not commit adultery. Now, what's negative about that? He's trying to tell us that adultery causes problems. It's running rampant in our world today. Another one says, honor thy father and thy mother. Yeah. What's going on in our country too? Children killing parents. Oh, and by the way, parents killing children. And there's a lot of ways of killing children by just leaving them alone to their own desires instead of showing them something that's everlasting. Folks, I don't know how many people are watching me or listening to me. It gets a little discouraging when I don't see many views, but it seems like there are a few that are willing to make a comment. And if you feel like you would like to have more information about that new kingdom, I'd be more than happy to share it with you. And remember, it's your choice. God will never take your choice away from you like the politicians have already done. Let's not have any more voting for the lesser of two evils. That's what we have to do every year anymore. We're not really sold on somebody. We're just sold that he's better than that one. Well, tell me who's better than God. You'd be surprised how many people think that their opinions is more important than God's opinions. Well, God bless you. This is Monday. Don't be blue about Monday. That God I'm talking about woke you up this morning, and you've got a great day in front of you. God bless you. Talk to you tomorrow. Goodbye.